Hello. Today we will discuss consumer finance and credit rating. It is divided into three parts: consumer finance, plastic money, and credit rating. Today we will discuss about consumer finance. Consumer finance has grown rapidly due to the change in culture, style, spending pattern, and priority of needs in the last few years. Today, people give a lot of emphasis to amenities and convenience. Consumer durables such as a car, scooter, bike, computer, laptop, LCD television, music system, a cooking range, washing machine, mobile phones, etc., have become a part of life of an average consumer. As finance is needed to satisfy these needs, facilities to finance the consumers also emerged. This emerging set of bonds and consequent need for funds multiplies the scope and role of consumer finance. Consumer finance refers to the raising of finance by individuals for the acquisition of durable consumer goods. Consumer finance includes credit merchandising, deferred payments, installment buying, hire purchase, pay as you earn scheme, and credit cards. Under consumer finance scheme, the consumer or buyer pays a part of the purchase price in cash at the time of the delivery of the asset and the balance with interest over a predetermined period of time. Now we will discuss the features of consumer credit. Number 1. Consumer credit is a method of financing semi-durables and durables. Number 2. It assists consumers to acquire assets. Number 3. Consumers get possession of the asset immediately when a fraction of the price is paid. Number 4. The balance payment is payable in installment over an agreed span of time. Number 5. The duration of the finance normally ranges between 3 months to 5 years. 6. It is an agreement between parties to the contract. 7. When there are only two parties to the contract, it is called a bipartite agreement. The customer and the dealer come financer. And where there are three parties, such agreements are called tripartite agreements. That is, the customer, the dealer, and the financer. The structure of financing may be by way of hire purchasing. Ownership of the asset is transferred only on completion of all terms of agreement. But in the case of credit sales, ownership is transferred immediately on payment of first installment. 9. Generally, advances are made on the security of the asset itself. And the last feature, it involves down payment, normally ranging from 20 to 25% of the asset price. Next, we discuss the sources. Number 1, traders. 2, commercial banks. 3, credit card companies. 4, NBFCs, non-banking financial companies. 5th, cooperative credit societies. 6th, consumer finance companies. 7th, sales finance company. And 8th, life insurance companies. Now we move on to the forms or the types of consumer credit. Following are the different forms for financing consumers. Number 1, revolving credit. It is an ongoing credit arrangement. It is similar to overdraft facility. Here, a credit limit will be sanctioned to the customer and the customer can avail credit to the extent of credit limit sanctioned by the financer. Credit card facility is an excellent example of revolving credit. Second, cash loan. In this form of credit, the buyer or the consumer gets loan amount from bank or non-banking financial institutions for purchasing the required goods from the seller. Banker acts as a lender of finance. Lender of finance and seller of goods are different. Next, secured credit. In this form of credit, the financer advances money on the security of appropriate collateral. The collateral may be in the form of personal or real estates. If the consumer makes default in payments, the financer has the right to appropriate the collateral. This kind of consumer credit is called secured consumer credit. Next, unsecured credit. When the financer lends funds without any security, such advances are called as unsecured consumer credit. This type of credit is granted only to customers with good credibility. Last, fixed credit. In this form of financing, funds are made available to the customer as a term loan for a fixed period of time, that is, for a period of 1 to 5 years. Monthly installment loan, hire purchase, etc. are the examples. Now we will deal with the mechanics of consumer finance. Typically, in a consumer finance transaction, an individual consumer buyer pays a fraction of the cash purchase price at the time of delivery of the durable asset and pays the balance with interest over a specified period of time. Mechanics of consumer finance can be explained with respect to the following. Number 1. Parties to the transaction. The parties to a consumer finance transaction depend upon the nature of the transaction. That is, a bipartite agreement between consumer and dealer cum financer, or a tripartite arrangement amongst consumer, dealer and financer. Second, structure of credit depends on the form of credit. Revolving credit, cash loan, secured credit, unsecured credit and fixed credit are some of the forms of credit based on which the structure of credit would be determined. Third, mode of payment. In case of down payment schemes, a part of the cost is paid by the consumer and the remaining repayment is paid in monthly installments. Fourth, payment period and rate of interest. Typically, the repayment period ranges between 12 to 60 monthly installments. The rate of interest is normally at a flat rate and the effective rate of interest is not disclosed. In some schemes, the rate of interest is not disclosed. Instead, the EMI associated with the different repayment periods is mentioned. Most of the schemes provide for easy repayment. They also provide for either a rebate for prompt payment and charges for delayed payment. Fifth, security. In case of secured credit, security which is in the form of first charge on the asset is provided by the consumer to the financer. The evaluation of consumer credit can be made with reference to effective rate of interest, rebate for early repayment on completed transaction. Next, we move on to terms. Number 1, eligibility. The basic eligibility for consumer finance is the level of income of individual customer and the nature of employment, permanent or temporary. The EMIs, that is the equivalent monthly installments, are worked out on the basis of number of installments and tenure of the employment of the customer. Second, tenure. Consumer finance is granted for short period ranging from 6 months to 5 years. The tenure also depends on the value of the asset purchased. Assets of smaller values are given short-term credit and assets of higher values are given comparatively longer-term credit. Third, guarantee. Finance company will insist on guarantee from a guarantor for credit availed by the customer. Guarantee is obtained in order to ensure prompt payment of installment and security against default risk. Next, rate of interest. The effective rate of interest on consumer finance is generally higher than the rate applicable to business finance. This is because loans are granted based on personal integrity of the customer and carries higher risk for the lender. Next, other charges. Finance company also charge brokerage, documentation fee processing, management fees, service charges, collection costs, etc. A deposit is also taken as a precautionary measure to protect against default in repayment of principal and interest. Next, mode of payment. Individual loan payments are collected in advance by means of post-dated checks or debit mandates in case of electronic payment. In case of institutional financing, there is an arrangement for deduction of installments from the salary of employees which is remitted to the finance company. Next, credit evaluation. A verification of details furnished by the customer is carried out in order to ascertain the validity of the statement and the credit standing of the customer. The evaluation may be carried out by the financer or an independent agency to collect and verify the details of age, address, monthly income, status of employment, previous credit records, assets owned, types of collaterals offered, etc. Next, we will deal with pricing. The pricing of consumer credit depends upon the type and extent of credit provided. The components of the price are risk-free rate of interest, assuming no probability of default risk, premium, and administrative expenses. Next, we deal with consumer finance marketing. Retail outlets often provide loyalty cards to the loyal customers. When the facility to avail credit is provided by a retail store, the customer tends to buy from such stores. This results in loyalty to the stores which is beneficial for the store as such schemes attract consumers. Retailers send personal letters to the customers informing about credit schemes and other financing offers to attract them to the shop. Finance companies too need to promote their financing schemes. These schemes attract the existing customer as well as potential customers with credit needs. Cost-benefit analysis is carried out before providing consumer finance to ensure efficient collection of dues. Salary class customers are considered as most reliable class as they generate regular income, enabling them to repay their obligation on time. Several times, finance companies have tie-ups with employers to satisfy credit needs of employees. Now we will deal with consumer finance insurance. Consumer finance insurance means to grant credit insurance in respect of finance to customers. The insurance provides for coverage in the case of consumer default in installment payments. The premium is to be paid by consumer availing such credits. This type of insurance cover is provided in the US. Next, consumer credit scoring. It is imperative for the financer to assess the repayment capacity of the customer before advancing money. To assess the credibility and repayment capacity of a customer, several methods are used. Those methods which are used to assess the creditworthiness and repayment capacity of a customer are called consumer credit scoring methods or credit rating methods. These methods provide standards for accepting or rejecting a customer based on assessment of the creditworthiness. Some of the commonly used methods are Dunham-Greenberg formula. In India, the largest credit rating agency for individual consumer finance is Credit Bureau of Information India Limited, that is CBIL. First, we will discuss the Dunham-Greenberg formula. This method is based on the customer's employment record, second, income level, third, financial position, fourth, type of security offered, and fifth, past payment record. It gives more importance to the customer's income level and past records. Under this method, points are allotted to the various parameters of the customer's loan proposal. The total points being 100, an applicant scoring more than 70 is considered as one with good credit standing. Here is a list of the various parameters and their scores. Number 1, applicant employment record, which is 20, applicant's income 25, applicant's finance 10, type of security offered 20, and past payment record 25, bringing it to a total of 100. An applicant scoring more than 70 points is considered as one with good credit standing. Next, specific fixed formula. This is the second method. This method is based on another credit rating formula. It gives emphasis to age, gender, stability of residence, occupation, type of industry, stability of employment, and assets of the customer in assessing the creditworthiness of a customer. Specific scores are allotted to each of these parameters. The borrowers getting a score more than 3.5 is ranked as excellent. Borrower and those getting more than 2.5 but less than 3.5 is ranked as marginal borrower. Now, the method of scoring is as follows. The parameters and the credit scores. Age 0.1 to 0.5, gender 0.4, stability of residence 0.042 to 0.42, occupation 0.160 0.55, industry 0.21, stability of employment 0.059 to 0.59, and assets 0.20 to 0.45. The last method, missionary risk formula. This method is based on the amount of down payment, monthly income, and length of service. Basically, this method is based upon the present financial position and future income earning capacity of the customer. Generally, this method is used in government departments to advance loans to its employees. The loan amount to be sanctioned is calculated using the following formula. Loan amount is equal to down payment plus 0.124 into the monthly income plus 6.45 into the length of service in months. Thank you.